Good morning. Hello. I am going to try once again to look you directly in the eye with my camera. I am so bad at that and I apologize. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. As you can see, I have no makeup on. Now you have to understand something. I'm an extremely insecure person, and so I don't go anywhere. I never let anybody see me without makeup on. And so now here I am recording myself on YouTube. And there's a reason for that. I, like so many of us, have struggled with insecurity my entire life. This year, I'll turn 53 this year, and I decided at one of my resolutions, honestly, I don't make resolutions, but I decided this year I am going to try very hard to overcome some of that insecurity. So, I'm hoping I'm looking in the right place. Okay, I think so. So one of the things I want to do with this channel is makeup products that work for us older ladies, because there's a lot of makeup tutorials out there, but most of them are done by 19, 20, and 21-year-olds whose skin's practically perfect anyway. They don't have the wrinkles and the bags and all the stuff that, you know, we get as we get older. Beth Buchanan, she has her own channel. She's awesome. She does the Get Ready With Me. You know what? Hold on. I forgot to put my mic on again. I've got it working, but I keep forgetting to use it. So, whoops. There we go. All right. Did I mess it up? Hopefully not. Not too bad anyway. For you younger ladies out there, cherish that short-term memory. It's so awesome and it goes away so fast. Okay. Back off with the glasses. Anyway, back to my insecurity issues. Aside from my brain problems, I also have face problems, of course. I have rosacea really, really bad throughout here. And I also have to wear a CPAP at night. I have sleep apnea, so I wear a CPAP. And that just leaves horrible marks on your face. So I'm just like, ugh. It's getting harder and harder to cover up this old barn. It really is. Excuse me. So I'm trying to find better and better products. But also another thing, when I was working at the hospital, you guys know some of you know my story. I had to give up my job last November because of some health issues. But when I was working in the hospital, I was making decent money, and of course my husband worked, so you know we were doing okay. And so I would buy the expensive makeups, and that was really my daughter's fault. She's the one that got me into all of that stuff. But that's what I would buy. I love It Cosmetics. I loved Laura Geller, Tarte, Matte Spots, all of them. Loved them. Smashbox. I said Matchbox. Okay. So one thing. Ugh. I'm getting sweaty. It's stressing me out being on here with no makeup. It's stressing me out so bad. Anyway, I decided I need to start finding some more affordable makeups as well. So I started trying all the different drugstore brands, seeing how they wear, how they last, and all that fun stuff. Oh, let me get my makeup thing over here. Hang with me, girls. Hang with me. Wrong one. I have a caboodles along with a million other things. If you guys could see my makeup mess, you would cry for me. La la. Aha, found it. What I was looking for. So today I am going to be going to the Crisis Pregnancy Center that I volunteer at. And I told him I was going to be a little bit late. I woke up this morning like a surgeon. I woke up this morning and just a little more stiff than normal. And it's just, sometimes it takes me some time. I just have to take my anti-inflammatories and sit down and let the body do what it needs to do. So, back to the makeup thing. I have two makeups here. One of them is, I think it's called Shape Tape. I don't have my glasses on. Anyway, it's from Tarte. I think you can see that right there. This stuff is like close to $40. for this. And then I have this one. This is like an $11, $12 one. Super Stay. I think it's by Maybelline. I think so. I can't see without my glasses on, so you guys have to forgive me. Yep, Maybelline. So, close to 40. Right around 11. I'm going to put one on one side of my face and one on the other side of my face. And I want you guys to see how very... I need to put my hair up with something. Hold on. Hold on. I know, I should have been more prepared than this, but this was kind of just like a, you know, let's do this. Hold on. Voila. Okay. I'm going to put my hair back a little bit. I dry my hair first because, you know, I've got this matted mess of curly hair. And I don't dry it all the way because it gets super fuzzy. And then after my makeup, I go back and I finish it off. Okay, so one side we're going to use the Shape Tape, and one side we're going to use this. They're pretty much dead on in color, so hopefully I won't have a half and half face. We'll see what happens. And I do use normally some kind of concealer, and sometimes I even use other kinds of makeups as concealer. This stuff is actually awesome. This is CoverGirl, and it's the mousse stuff, the cream matte mousse. If you use it, put it on with a brush, because that's how it just goes in much better when you use a brush. And then sometimes, and so if I do that, sometimes I'll just put powdered makeup over it. And then the other times, let me find it. I used it yesterday. Wrong thing. Voila. This is CoverGirl, and this is the makeup they have that has olive oil in it, so it's very moisturizing. You can either use this, depending on how much coverage you have, for your regular makeup, or you can use it as I do sometimes, and use it as a concealer. The one thing, I'm not going to use any concealer today because, number one, this is supposed to not need concealer. And number two, what I have found is this is not a buildable makeup. You need to use, if you use it, one application and that's it. Otherwise, it starts looking terrible by the end of the day. I was shocked. This, it covers really well too, and it actually does last. It lasts longer than the Tarte does. So that's why I want you guys to see the difference. It's crazy. And I want to hurry because I don't want to take up too crazy much amounts of time doing this. Let me get my mirror back in front of me. There we go. Oh, I see my face because it's all magnified now. I miss the days of smooth skin. But you know what? When I was young, I had horrible acne too, so I have a lot of acne scars. And at least I don't have acne anymore. Okay, so I'm going to put this on this side. And I use a sponge applicator for most all of the makeups that I use. I have several different sizes for my eyes. And I did put on a primer before I started this. I'm using one of Tarte's primers, but I have a lot of different primers, and they all seem to pretty much do just as well. Put it down our crease of the nose. One of the things that a CPAP unfortunately does to your face, it makes the areas that the mask is over get extremely dry, and that's just not fun for anyone. And for me, it's all around here. It aggravates the rosacea, and in between my little nose particles there. Now this is a bit buildable, so you can build on this one. You can, you know, kind of keep going, but what you will find is once you put your setter on it to set the makeup, it's fine. It just covers so well. I was really shocked, but I will tell you something. Drugstore makeups have upped their game. They really have. They've gotten a little bit more expensive, but they're still not near as expensive as the, I don't know what you would even call the guys. The ones that you find at Ulta and Sephora. Kat Von D is another one. She's expensive, but that's a really, really awesome makeup line. Awesome, awesome. As far as eyeshadows go, so far my favorite that I have ever found is Tarte. It just has the most beautiful pigmentations. For actual foundation that just wears all day long so beautifully, it is so good. It is so good. Now, there's a couple that I haven't tried because they're just, for me, way too out of my price range, and that's Estee Lauder, and I think theirs is about $45, but I have seen amazing YouTube tutorials on that, and it just looked like so good. And it, you know, if you do the ratings, it rates always #1 too. So even over some of the, there are some. If you go to Beth Buchanan's channel, she uses like very, very, very expensive makeup sometimes. All right, so Maybelline side, Tarte side. Woo. And you can see, I don't know if you can, I should have showed you the other. It's a little bit more, it's not quite as thick of a consistency as the Sure Stay is. But when it first goes on, I mean, I love it when it first goes on. It covers great. It a little bit goes a very long way. But like I said, it's not really buildable. If you try and do multiple applications of it, it's just going to by the end of the day, every pore you have is standing out. And I hate that. It's amazing how many pores I have. Why does that happen? Why do we get craters in our face? Why? My daughter keeps ragging at me saying, you need to use a mask, mother. She calls me mother. Every single night you need to use a mask. And I'm like, who's got time for that, really? I put on my night cream when I don't forget. When I don't forget. And I always mat down my lips, too. I don't know if everybody does that, but I do. Okay, so that was just one little application there, and I'm just going to get a little bit more so I can go down my neck. My rosacea goes all the way down my neck, and it just is horrible. Okay, just to tell, oops, I didn't mean to do that. I was going to keep that, just that one side. Just to let you know how very insecure I have been. I know that's what I have, rosacea, but I have never been to a dermatologist to treat it because I don't want to go out in public without makeup, and I would have to. And the dermatologist I'd be going to is in the same building as the hospital that I used to work at, so I'd be running into people I know, and I'm like, I just don't like the idea of that. I don't like the idea of people seeing me look like this. You would think I was a superstar with a reputation to maintain, and trust me, I am not. Okay, so what I do to set my makeup is use a foundation powder rather than... It has the most amazing finishing powder I have ever used. You put that stuff on and your face looks fantastic for the rest of the day. It will totally set it and you are good to go. But it's expensive and it runs out quickly. So I'm like, I gotta find a better alternative. So what I do is I use a powdered foundation. And right now I have some Laura Geller because sadly she's going out of business and her stuff has been on clearance. I love Laura Geller. I just absolutely love her products. But this is one of her powder foundations. And I can use this by itself. You know, it does accentuate the wrinkles a little bit more. But I can still use it by itself, but it's beautiful. It's not the only one I use, though. I have cheaper ones. Superstay also has a powder, so I'll use that a lot. And, you know, $11. Laura Geller's is normally, this is normally $33, and I got it in a bundle pack with other stuff, so it was, you know, fine. But anyway, today I'm going to use my Laura Geller, and I have got to grab a brush. Oops. Okay, this is part of being blind. This is it's a highlighter, bronzer combination. This is the foundation. One day I just grabbed this up and I threw it on really quick, and I went to the clinic where I volunteer and looked in the mirror. I was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with my face? And I asked the girl there, I'm like, does my face look weird to you? And she's like, it looks tan. Life in the old lady lane. Alright, so put this on really quick. I just brush it on it. It just finishes everything off really nicely. You can go online and they have what they call dupes, and it's makeup brands and stuff that is made to compete with the high dollar brands, and you can find a lot of good alternatives there because a lot of them just work. I mean, and you want to look at ingredients. That's another thing I like about the more expensive ones, is they really use really good ingredients. It uses amazing ingredients in it for anti-aging and just to make your skin look overall better. So you want to look at stuff like that too. Okay, so that is that finished product, and if you can see, hopefully they look the same. So $40-something, $11. They look the same. And let me throw some lipstick on really quick before I blind you girls. I'm so sorry I'm having to put you through all this. I'm so sorry I'm having to put myself through all this. I'm finding most of my lipsticks that I use, I keep in my handbag, so I don't have it on her too much. Oh, I'm a hot mess. No, too dark. What I usually do with my lipsticks is I use a dark one on the lip lining side and then a light one on the inside. Yeah, here we go. So and my lips are so dry. Thank you, CPAP again. So I definitely have to use moisturizer on my lips. And that's another thing for the old lady lane. You need a good lipstick. That's, if you're going to spend your money, that's where you need to put your money, because like horses, we get older, our lips, we get the wrinkles around our lips, and lipstick will run in those creases and make you look like the Joker. And it does it to me. I hate it so bad. So good lipsticks, it's going to stay all day long, it's going to moisturize your lips and not run. That's worth the money. So save your pennies for that. And then another thing, I use the really good eyeliners and mascara. Unfortunately, I have found very few drugstore mascaras that can compare with some of the larger brands, and that you can walk into Ulta and you know, just whatever hits you. Tarte has amazing mascaras. Probably Tarte I like the best, but Smashbox has good ones. The one I really don't like is Bare Minerals. Everybody went so nuts over Bare Minerals, and I have tried all of their stuff, and I like none of it. None of it. Fantastic blushes. Laura Geller. This one is my favorite because it's got highlight in it and it's absolutely beautiful on the skin. Am I looking at you correctly? I don't even know. And then, if you don't want to spend this kind of money, spend this kind of money. This is Milani. Milani has an amazing line. They have amazing foundation. Their mascaras are pretty good, but this is exactly like this. I mean, exactly. And it's just amazing because this is expensive and this is not. So Use that. I'm just going to put a little mascara on, then I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to finish up this face here. My crazy face. Just a little bit. And I layer mascara. I layer it till my lashes can touch my eyebrows. Because I love it. And if you can't find mascara that you like, hey, grab you some falsies. My daughter wears falsies all the time and they look amazing. I would wear them more, but I cannot, you know, I don't glue them as well. They're great for photo ops, though. If you're going to do selfies, put you on some falsies. And I do a lot of selfies. And then I go in and I touch up the selfies. So if you guys look at my pictures and go, oh my gosh, she looks so young, and then look at this, you'll be like, what happened? Did she take those 25 years ago? No, I'm just really super good with using those apps. If you ever want to, find me on Facebook, send me a picture, and I'll touch up yours. Just make sure you get a good face picture just to see what happens. My family does it for all the time. My cousins are all the time sending me pictures and it's going, here, fix this. Like, you got it. It is so sad that we cannot wear those selfie filters out all day long. Just put on a filter and go, be done. Be awesome. Who knows, maybe one day, but we'll probably all be dead and gone when that happens if Jesus doesn't come back first. All right, my sweet ladies, I love you guys. Cherie McGinnis, thank you for giving me that shout out yesterday. That was amazing. I had no clue you were going to do it, and literally I was sitting at my dining room table with my Bible open and watching you, and you started talking about me, and I just about fell off my seat. But thank you so much. That was awesome of you, girl. I love you. And, you know, right back at anybody that's never watched Cherie McGinnis, you need to go check out her channel. She's hilarious. She's wonderful. And she said that we would probably be best friends because we're a lot alike, and she ain't lying. If we were living, you know, if I didn't live in Oregon, she didn't live in Kentucky, we'd have a blast. But anyway, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. And I'm going to go finish my face so I start looking like something that scares your children. All right, bye.